My favourite sweet is Beech's chocolates.
Jelly babies.
Uncle Joe's.
The Millions.
Licorice all sorts.
The jelly babies.
In the Middle Ages, people ate preserved fruits, jelly and wafers to satisfy their sweet cravings. With the Industrial Revolution in the late 19th century, sweets were mass-produced, although still remaining a luxury.
The market stall's probably been open maybe 30-40 years. Jeff, who owns the stall, his father had the market on the outside many years ago.
The reason I opened a sweet shop was I've always had an interest in business. And one of my friends went off to open a sweet shop, and then I seen a market for it around here.
Rationing came into effect during World War II. Sweet rationing began in 1942.
I think the reason a lot of older people have sweet tooth is because sweets came in after the war, towards the end of the war. We hadn't seen sweets for a long time.
It was a war baby, and the sweets were on ration.
During the war, my father used to go to sea, and he used to bring sweets back from America.
Well, you got a lot more for your money then than you do now, that's for sure. And more often than not, they were also bigger.
Sweets have changed a lot since I was young. There's far more choices, a lot more exotic fillings.
I had to stop eating my favourite sweets, licorice all sorts, because I was diagnosed diabetic and they contain a lot of sugar.
Sweets are notorious for being unhealthy, but some sweets, such as lollipops, gummy bears, licorice and sour balls, are free of fat and cholesterol. Children on their way to school, on average, spend £1.52.
That was £1.52 for them, please.
I buy my sweets from a sweet shop in town.
Asda.
Co-op.
Supermarkets.
Asda.
Tesco's. We have lots of competition. There's about 3 or 4 other sweet stalls on the market.
We try and stay away from what supermarkets stock because we just can't compete with them, the ranges they have. So we try and stick to more traditional sweets and unique sweets. Kids are the one who go for the American sweets and more drawn to it.
Younger ones will have the mixes and the older ones like the more old-fashioned sweets.
At midday, it's like OAPs, old people. And then towards the end of the day, you get all the kids coming after school. So it's a mix.
The most common age is really from small children to pensioners.
My favourite sweet is gummy snakes because they're shaped like snakes. They are my favourite animal.
I like soft sweets, like licorice all sorts.
My favourite sweet is pear drops.
My all-time favourite sweet is Werther Originals.
I personally like dark chocolate caramels, but they're not particularly good for your teeth.
My false teeth do affect me eating sweets.
I was eating a treacle and a tooth came out.
Obviously there are certain sweets, particularly toffee type sweets, which tend to stick to the palate.
When I've been good, my mummy gives me sweets, but when I've been naughty, my mum doesn't give me any sweets. I eat sweets once a week.
We use sweets in the company as a motivational tool for the team. It's a good idea in the company because it's cheap for the rewards that you get, so it's beneficial to the guys.
I eat sweets once every few days.
We have lots of regular customers. That makes mainly our main trade.
We have someone who comes in and just buys £20 worth of fudge every week. We probably sell the raspberry bonbons the most because kids like them.
I think of Willy Wonka. I think that my children's experience of the sweet shop, which had a great glass cabinet which they couldn't reach into, but they could look at. But there were all kinds of sweets that I'd never seen when I was a child. So I think it was the same sort of thing as Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory, where they went and they were mesmerised by the sweets that were available.
I do tend to buy sweets for some people, for presents.
Seasonal is what influences what stock we bring in. So we get Easter eggs, and Christmas comes, it's all gifts.
The time I associate most with sweets is Christmas. Easter?
Christmas.
The best seasonal period for us is Christmas. It's massive for us. Literally 6 weeks up to Christmas, it's non-stop.
Our busiest time of year is probably Christmas.
Probably the best time of year is maybe Christmas because people will buy full boxes of products for the family